going to the doctor today for Axel. We noticed a few months ago that the back of his head was looking particularly flat. This doctor has referred him to a craniologist, I believe they're called. So I'm feeling a little stressed out. I know that having a flat head is very common in babies, but yeah, we're gonna find out today most likely if he's going to need a helmet to reshape his head. So we'll see how this goes. So it is the following day after Axel's consultation for a helmet. I think I needed time to process everything before I recorded the video. I don't know if I'm really ready to try vlogging when I'm not in the happiest state. I'm gonna try to open up a little bit more. We shall see how that goes, because in reality, I am one of those people that does not like to cry in front of people, not even my husband. Like, I don't like to cry in front of anybody. And then anytime I cry, it like triggers other things from my past that I'm also not ready to talk about, but I will someday. I didn't look into why babies have flat heads or anything that is associated with it, so I really was not prepared. I really thought they were just gonna be like, yeah, his head's flat and he's gonna need a helmet for, you know, this moment of time. And that was not the case at all. So Axel does need a helmet, and his case is being considered severe just because there's so many areas of his head that need to be fixed. The doctor said that it's no one's fault. It's not necessarily because he laid on the back of his head too much. We would have tried to keep him off of his head more if that was something that we knew as new parents. But again, it's one of those things that no one really tells you. The doctor said that a lot of the times babies have flat heads is down to their positioning in the womb. They favor a position that was similar to what they were like in the womb growing into. So Axel favored the right side of the back of his head. So he kind of would sleep with like a small tilt in his head, and that caused only half of his head to become flat, which would be pushing, and that means that this side of his face has shifted forward. His ears are off, one is higher than the other, and then part of his forehead is pushed forward. One cheek is actually bigger than the other. His jaw placement is misaligned. I guess I just didn't, I don't know. Each of Axel's cases that he has are not considered severe. They're considered moderate. So on the scale there's 4, and it's like standard, normal, mild, moderate, and then severe. Since he has so many moderate cases, they're going to classify it as severe. I just don't think I realized everything that this flat head affects. If we don't get it taken care of, he can't wear like a football helmet or like a bike helmet. He would really have a hard time with sunglasses because they wouldn't fit his ears properly, and he would need dental work because of the placement of his jaw. And I think the craziest part of all is that they said that his head will never be normal. The doctor was so gracious with everything, and he really worded everything in the best way possible, and he really made sure that I understood exactly what was going on, and if I had any questions. Thankfully, I did not cry inside of the doctor's office, and the second I got in the car and started driving is when things really started setting in. I was anxious. He hopefully only has to be in the helmet for 6 to 8 weeks. If they're not seeing the progress that they would like, he may need to do a second round of a helmet. They are going to be taking all of these images with it almost looked like a sock he had over his head, but the one that he wore yesterday, he had like a hole for his face to stick out of. His next imaging, the sock thing that they're putting over his entire head is going to be covering his face this time. It is like nylon, so he will be able to breathe, he will be able to see slightly, but the doctor did warn me that babies sometimes have a really hard time with it, and they'll tend to scream and cry, and just to prepare for that for next time. So I'm kind of nervous for that doctor's appointment. The part that really bothers me is a doctor's appointment that's very important like this, and my spouse can't come with me, is really hard and irritating. Just going through these things during COVID is not fun, and I don't think anyone could have planned for this. Morning. So today is the day that Axel is getting his helmet on. I'm feeling kind of nervous. This doctor's appointment is supposed to take about an hour long. I guess I don't really know what to expect or like how I'm gonna feel emotionally. Right now I'm kind of nervous. I feel like the only part that I'm concerned with right now is people staring at my baby and thinking something's wrong with him, or just like staring in general, because people have zero filter when it comes to their faces or their eyes. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw kids with helmets, I did not know the backstory. You good? I didn't know the backstory. I didn't know why they had a helmet. I really thought something was like legitimately wrong with them. So this worries me because like not everyone knows someone with a helmet, or not everyone knows someone that's had a helmet, and there's just, I don't know. I feel like there's just gonna be so many people that look at him like something's wrong, or like, why does that kid have a helmet on? Did his parents drop him down the stairs? Just like the fact that he has to wear it for 2 months at the least. And like, he's a super chill baby, so I'm hoping that he doesn't mind it, but he could also hate it. I'm just nervous.
We'll hold on to this temporal piece here. Make an OK sign with your finger here. Open nice and wide. We're going from the back to the front. And then with the Velcro, I'll show you also when I'm putting it on, I'm not pulling it super tight like a football helmet. Okay. I'm really just letting it lie, taking out the slack and letting it lie where it falls naturally.
Okay, perfect.
So we're just making sure we're getting that nice, good neck latch on the bottom, back to front.
Could not sleep last night. He just kept moving his head back and forth and like hitting himself in the head, kicking his feet. Brett's tired. I'm tired. So we took turns sleeping in like this recliner, like lazy boy style. He just couldn't get comfortable. So we went back to the room, laid him down in his crib, and he was good for like 20 minutes, and then he just started freaking out again. So then I took him and went out to the recliner. I just don't sleep good on my back. Like, I need to be on my side, like curled up in a ball. So I pretty much have been up since like 3, and I'm just really tired. And now I'm on my way to work. I was gonna keep him home, and we will see how he does. We'll see how I do. I'm so tired. I'm gonna be so cranky. Nobody better mess with me today, because I ain't here for it. No, sir.
Yo, 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 yo.
Last visit. Are you
all done with your helmet? Hey, are you all done with your helmet? Oh, okay. So I actually saw this picture on the back of the door in the office that we got Axel's helmet, so I wanted to share it with you. I think a lot of people don't realize how common this is and how often it just goes unnoticed or people just choose not to fix it. It was rough to think about in the beginning, like, my kid's gonna have a helmet, you know, there was maybe a week. We did have some really hard times trying to get him to sleep at night. We ended up using the Mamaru, and I know they don't advise that you sleep in that, but it literally was the only thing that he would sleep in with the helmet. He honestly will just sleep all night with his helmet now. It's great. So peacefully. It just took him a little bit to figure out his comfortable position, and now he sleeps like a little angel. After that, he was fine with the helmet. It was totally normal and regular, and he slept fine and back to his normal schedule in his crib. So I took this picture today. These were his last imaging. This is what the camera looks like. He pretty much got pictures every other appointment that he went to, just to kind of keep up with how his head was coming along shape-wise. We did have one appointment every single week for the last 6 weeks. And in the appointments, they kind of just go in, kind of see the progress of where he's at, and they'll make some changes inside of the band. So they'll just start shaving off areas where they would like to see more change. There's like a foam inside. It's almost like the pressure of them laying in their car seat, and the foam inside of it basically is just letting their head rest in these areas, and it's, you know, has more foam in areas that they don't want too much growth in, and then they'll put less foam in the area that they would like the head to actually fill. After like that first week, it was like second nature. We didn't notice it, he didn't notice it, he slept fine. We obviously had our concerns here and there. This time flew by. He honestly it's been 6 weeks with his helmet. It went by so fast. It really did not affect me the way that I thought it would. In the beginning was really rough. Obviously, I was very emotional about it. Today he had his last doctor's appointment, and it was considered his graduation appointment. So they gave him that cute little certificate. They gave us the option if we wanted to go ahead and continue having him wear it for the next week or so until he actually grows out of it. But if we wanted to take it off today, they said it would be totally fine. He's about 6 months and 1 week old. So they said that the bone of his skull is already so much stronger than what it was when we first put the helmet on. So even if he is laying on his back and sleeping on his back, it won't go back to what it was in the beginning. The results were amazing, and I really would love to tell any parents that, you know, if your doctor is questioning the shape of your child's head, even if it's just considered cosmetic, I highly recommend doing it. We're really happy with the results that we got.